Okay, this is part two. So, all my life, I always haven't been like very smart, okay? Or just at least maybe didn't think I was very smart. I don't necessarily consider my self smart now. I just think I'm trying to change the way I do things. So, all my life, like my jobs were always like, I'll be honest, like I've always dug ditches. I've always worked at like day labor places, and I'm not even lying to you, man. My jobs fucking sucked. Like, I had the shittiest jobs in the world. Like, I moved furniture for like 10 years. That was probably like the highlight. And it's so funny because when I say I moved furniture for 10 years, it's like, boom. It's like a badge of honor. Motherfucker, I did this shit in Arizona. Like, I'm lucky to be alive after that shit. Like, when people bitch and moan and complain about stupid ass shit, like, I'm like, first of all, like, I remember being homeless in my car with my kids, when they were babies. And, while I would, or putting my kids in a bike trailer, behind me, taking them to daycare. And then I would go drop them off at daycare. And then I would reverse and I'd have to go 10 miles the other way, all the way to Tempe from where I was to go to work. And then I would have to bike that trailer all the way back. And then I would get back to the place, pick up my kids, and then I would reverse again back to my house after working like 8 or 10 hours for bullshit. Like, I think it was less than $4 an hour. I think it was like I started out at like 475 or 485, and I'm not saying like, of course it was years ago or whatever, but I really truly do know what it's like to have shit, absolute fucking shit, like nothing, like absolutely nothing. So I'm super crazy grateful for where everything's at. Like, there's so much to do, so many opportunities. Like, it has gotten to the point to where it's like I literally just force myself to go to sleep. Like, midday, I'm like, nope, you ain't doing shit. Go to bed, because I know I need to rest at this point. So what I'm getting to is I've always done physical labor jobs. Some of the shit that I've done is just ridiculous. Like, I worked at a steel mill in Utah when I was homeless, or Texas when I was homeless. It was Lifetime Products. Like, they make basketball hoops and stuff like that. You've probably made them, But they also make like steel pipe conduit and stuff. And I would work 16 hours a day. And I remember sitting under the bridge. I was there for 3 months, sleeping under a bridge. And Texas fucking sucks, by the way. If you haven't gone, no offense if you live in Texas, but being homeless in Texas is bullshit. I remember one time, that was the only time I had to beg somebody for money, other than later in my life, when mental health was really fucking me up. But I asked this little old lady, I said, hey, I'll work for it. Can I help you do anything? I just need $1. I just need to get a sandwich. And she gave me $10. And I got a chicken sandwich at McDonald's. And I walked across the street, and ice cream's always been a comfort food for me. I'm not even going to bullshit you. So I walked into this little gas station, got me a little pint of like Ben and Jerry's or something like that. And where I was sleeping, it rained a lot there. So where I was sleeping, I remember I was up under the like overpass. You know how when you go through, under an overpass, they have those things, and then there's like almost like a little ledge at the top. So the freeway's right above you, and there's like this angled thing, and you're sitting like right here or whatever. Well, I slept there for a little while when it was raining, and I remember sitting there eating my ice cream, and I put it down, and I was just thinking, I was like, damn, man, this is fucked up. I gotta go to work in the morning. I got no shower, no nothing, and my pay, the way they paid me was like, I didn't get paid for a really long time in the beginning, so I didn't have any money for, it was like 3.5 weeks or something like that. It was a really weird thing. It was almost, I think it was like it wasn't a day labor service, but it was like a temp to permanent jobs, which is bullshit. But I was thankful for it, I guess. But I picked up my ice cream after sitting it on the ground, and I went to take another bite, and there was a fucking sewer roach this big on it, and I threw it down and got scared and stuff like that. And at that point, I was just like, and I remember after that point, for the next like couple years after that, life was fucked up. Like, doing drugs and just different things and stuff like that. And I realized, you know what? This is bullshit. Like, what a shitty existence that I'm living and stuff. But fast forward a lot of years, and I think this is probably the first time in my life that I feel like I have somewhat of a handle on things. I try to stay to myself. I live in an apartment. It's not very big. I think my apartment's like 400 square feet, if that. I think it's like 415 square feet. It's pretty small. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to say I'm okay with that forever, because you got to be careful the way you say things. So that's another one of the things that I've learned. But about the working thing or whatever, I always said, yeah, I'm strong, and yeah, I can work, and yeah, I can dig ditches, and I can carry things and stuff like that. And I always said, you know what? Someday, I just want to get paid for my brain. Like, I just want to get paid for my ability to use my brain instead of like my strength, or because I always knew like your body is eventually going to break down, and then what do you got? You got nothing or whatever. And people at the bottom, digging the ditches, they don't make shit. Like, yeah, it's honorable at the end of the day. Fuck off. Like, it's not even that. Who gives a shit about the honorableness? Like, it's fucking hard. Like, it's hard ass work. Like, nobody should. Like, we got tractors and shit for that. Like, and I think struggling, with mental health and mental illness my whole life and stuff, trying to be consistent, or trying to be, just there every day, and not like self-medicating and partying and, drinking and doing all those things and being all over the place, has been a real struggle. And finally, after my 30s, I started realizing, shit, I gotta make a change. Like, life is precious. Like, I started falling in love with traveling and trying to get out of my situation. It took so long, and I think finally I'm in a position to where I am starting to finally get an ability to make an income off of just more than just pure like carrying things or digging or stuff like that. So but even one step further, I think one of the biggest things that has changed me, and I think everybody needs to focus on, is if there are things that you want to achieve in life, no matter what it is, first of all, if you say you're going to do something, you fucking do it. Like, if you say, I'm going to do this run, or I'm going to go do this competition, or I'm going to travel to this place in the world. I'm using these examples because these are fucking things I've done. Or I'm going to show up to this, or I'm going to do this for this person, or I'm going to do that. My biggest thing is be as strong as your word, but understand also you can back out of your word if it's absolutely 1000% crucial. But if it's not, it's bullshit. Like, you have to understand, you can't let yourself down if you are trying to achieve things, and you got to be really careful about the way you word things in your life. So if you're wanting to, say, travel the world, you can't say it must be nice that somebody else gets to travel the world. You say it will be nice when I do it, because, or if somebody's getting an apartment or something like that, you can't say it must be nice to have your own apartment, or it must be nice to have a new car, or it must be nice to have a business or whatever. Fuck that. You have to say, it will be nice. I can't wait till I get to that point. Or, I'm going to have this. Or start positively focusing yourself in a good way towards that idea. So, if you're like, it must be nice to have that perfect body. I can't wait till my body is the perfect version of its own self. Like, start materializing those things, and be careful about how you talk to yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody else fucking matters. Not a boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, daughter, son, grandpa, anybody. Nobody fucking matters, because at the end of the fucking road, there's gonna be one motherfucker there. One motherfucker. That's the only thing that's guaranteed. I'm not saying I wish that upon you. Of course, I want loved ones to be around and you guys to have beautiful relationships with people and stuff like that. But at the end of the fucking day, the biggest thing is that you remember there's one person that you got to make happy, and that's going to be fucking you. Like, nobody else. It doesn't matter. Do everything that you can for you. It's not selfish. It's being there for you. Being your own best fucking cheerleader. You guys have a fucking great day. Be stronger than excuses, and thanks for watching.